waiting on a platform for a black man to come pick me up, coming down from Philadelphia, to take a 123-mile ride with me, or meet with him, for us to be sworn in as President and Vice President of the United States.
Yes, sir.
The whole deal. It was impressive watching a million people stand out there as we got sworn into the mall. What was more impressive to me, baby, was riding down that track, Reverend Beamer, and seeing people I knew, names I couldn't remember, holding their babies up. As that train slowly passed by with Barack and me standing on the back of that caboose waiting. I yelled out to somebody, I can't remember who it was, I jokingly said, why hold the baby? Because it was so close to the track, you saw how close people were to that track. And I yelled back, I wanted to say he was here. Now look, it wasn't anything about me. I knew that. It was about Barack. And you know, folks, the fact of the matter is that when Al and the Senator Holloway and others were, when I first got back here, the idea that Al had to fight so hard to get Martin Luther King Day recognized as a holiday, and the idea that 25, 30 years after that, an African American was passing through Wilmington, Delaware, and stopped to address people as the President-elect of the United States of America. So folks, look. At first everybody thought, well, you know, this is the beginning of the end. Barack knew that wasn't the beginning of the end. Dr. King never measured success based on the success of a single man or what one man could achieve. His measure, Dr. King's measure, and Hazel's measure, was what all men could achieve. The fact that one man or one woman had made a significant breakthrough, even as President of the United States, didn't mean to Dr. King that we didn't have a long way to go. And people sometimes forget that after every victory Dr. King had, and I would argue after every victory not as celebrated that Al had, and then that lady who was absolutely unquenchable had, after every single victory, it only allowed them in their mind one thing. What's the new avenue to find? Where do we go from here? And think about it now. Think about your mom, man. That's how she thought. It's where, okay, we got by that one. Where do we go from here? Well, ladies and gentlemen, Hazel Plant knew that every door she opened led to a closed door that she had to knock down. And folks, that's how we make progress. That's how we create opportunity. That's why we're all here today. To keep opening doors that Dr. King and Hazel Plant hadn't quite gotten to yet. Dr. King loved to speak of love. A love that would allow us, as he said, to overcome the hatred. He said, I'm talking about love so strong that it becomes a demanding love. I'm talking about love so strong that it organizes itself into a mass movement and says somehow, I am my brother's keeper. The thing I'm so proud of to serve with Barack Obama, whatever anybody says, any criticism about it, don't do it in front of me. I'm not very good at it. Anyway. I know about the guy. Think about what he says you haven't heard an elected official say, a president say, in years and years and years. He ends by saying, we are our brother's keeper. Think of that now. I know that sounds silly, but think about it. How seldom you hear it in public discourse today. But here's what I want you to think about more. Every time he says it, overwhelming response from the American people. Every time. So I'm here to tell you two things. One, we got a long way to go. But I tell you what, we can get there. I can tell you, people, white folks, black folks, Muslims, Christians, Jews, all are ready to get there. But we can't give up on it. You know, you all are the leaders of this community. That's not hyperbole. You really are the leaders of this community in 500 different ways. And one thing that I am, you know, they kid me in the press. Do a lot of things in the press, but they kid me in the press for saying Joe Biden's the optimist in the White House. Well, I am. But guess what? They say it like kind of funny, like I'm kind of naive. I'm so optimistic. But guess what? I've been there longer than any of them. I've been there for 8 presidents. 8. And I'm more optimistic today than I was the day you elected me. I am more certain today than the day you elected me that we can make progress like the world has never seen if we do not give up. And you remember why you came here in the first place, because what Hazel's plan was all about: quiet, tough, never relenting, and always generous. That's what we got to do. We got so many opportunities. So many opportunities. So folks, don't give up on it. Don't give up on politics. Don't give up on pushing. And don't give up on Hazel's dream, which was Dr. King's dream. Thank you all so much for having me.